Hi, I am Linton Leonard, and welcome to another edition of Focus, brought to you by the Department of Disaster Management. The DDM has continued its efforts to identify initiatives to make the Virgin Islands a safer place that is more sustainable. Over the years, the Virgin Islands have been chosen as a pilot country for numerous projects that have been quite beneficial to the Virgin Islands and has been quite beneficial to our sustainability. And recently we have been chosen to be a pilot country or to be a part of a network that spans the Caribbean, the Central, and South America. And we are happy to be a part of that. But we're going to take a short break first, and when we get back we'll hear lots more about this network and its capabilities. We'll be right back.
The Department of Disaster Management is located at number 3 Wayland Road, McNamara. It is home to the government department responsible for the territory's overall disaster management program. Our mission is to reduce the loss of life and property attributable to disasters by ensuring that adequate preparedness and mitigation measures, response and recovery mechanisms are established to counteract the impact of natural and technological hazards. For all your disaster preparedness needs, feel free to contact the DDM at our new number, 468-4200, to speak with one of our knowledgeable staff. That's 468-4200. Or you can visit our website at www.bviddm.com. The Department of Disaster Management, your life-saving connection. Knowing the functions of the siren and emergency broadcast systems is a very important part of being prepared. The purpose of the siren system is to alert persons that are outdoors of pending danger. Once the siren is sounded outside of normal testing times, which is every fourth Friday at 2 p.m., the public is advised to tune in to ZBVI, Z-King, ZCCR, or ZROD for emergency information from the National Emergency Operations Center, or NEOC. Knowing what to do in an emergency can be the difference between life and death.
Welcome back to Focus. In a recent interview with Senior Technical Planning Officer Garimar Rivera, she told us about a recent project that the Virgin Islands has been a part of in a network called Linking Up to the COCONET. She spoke to us about what is the COCONET, who's responsible for the COCONET, what's involved, what kind of equipment is needed for the COCONET, and what it will benefit the Virgin Islands. So let's listen into what she had to say.
Hello, my name is Garimar Rivera. I'm the Senior Technical Planning Manager within the Department of Disaster Management, and I'm going to give you a little more details about the COCONET project that the Virgin Islands has become part of recently. Since 2010, NAVCO, which is an organization that is based in Boulder, Colorado, got a grant from the U.S. National Science Foundation to work on the COCONET project, which is a continuously operating Caribbean GPS network. The whole purpose of the project is to identify the existing GPS station in the whole Caribbean and Central America and connect them into one single database for the community within the Caribbean to have an easy access into it, and to identify gaps around the Caribbean to install 50 new GPS stations. There were several meetings in Puerto Rico, Trinidad, and Mexico to discuss how to implement the project and to reach agreement within the national organization in Central America and the Caribbean. And from those meetings, it was agreed that the Anegada station, the existing GPS station installed in Anegada. So once the Anegada station was added up to the network, in addition with the existing station in the Caribbean and Central America, during the second meeting, we discussed where will be the other location for the new station to fill up the gaps that were identified. And from that meeting, it was agreed that Virgin Gorda will be a suitable location to have a second station within the Virgin Islands to become part of the whole network. The whole purpose of this network is to understand and to monitor the dynamics of the plate tectonics within the Caribbean. There is not that much information. Scientists doesn't understand that much what is the behavior of the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico platform within the whole plate tectonic dynamics. And this is important to know because that's a way of us understanding what is our chances to have an earthquake that might actually trigger a tsunami within our region. And this all becomes important after the Haiti earthquake, when they realized that in the Haiti area there was some fault system that they were not identified before. And because of this big earthquake that was generated in that fault system, they decided to actually study all the system within the Caribbean, because then they realized that the scientists do not understand what's going on in our area. Okay, this work is going to benefit the Virgin Islands because we can understand the dynamics, our seismic risk, and we can work to actually develop or create a better models for the Caribbean and for the Virgin Islands specifically, to know what is the chances of us having a big earthquake greater than 7 degrees or 7 magnitude in the intensity scale. Another component of the GPS station is that they do also have a weather station within. This weather station, the importance of this weather station is that actually measure the precipitation, water vapor, and so on. That is really important for the forecast, for the weather forecast. And in the U.S., they realize that the forecast that they do for the Caribbean, they are not actually well understood, and they don't having all the actual criteria, so the actual measurements within the region for them to improve their forecast for us. So this COCONET GPS station has two components: the geohazard aspect, understanding how the plates are moving, and the meteorological aspect, understanding the local climatology within the region. All the meetings that we had with the whole COCONET community and NAVCO, an MOU was signed by the governor last year, and within this MOU it was agreed for them to come and install the new station in Virgin Gorda that is located in the Gorda Peak National Park, and to include the Anegada station into the COCONET database. As part of the MOU, DDM will be helping NAVCO in the installation of the new station, and to keep an eye on the station, doing maintenance. If we have an event, go to the site, check if something is wrong with the station, and then try to communicate it to the NAVCO so they can come and fix the station so it will not interrupt the whole direct communication that the station actually has with the satellite that is connected to the whole database. By different sites in Virgin Gorda. Once we had the approval from Cabinet, National Parks, and the governor, then we were able to work and schedule the site visits for the actual final installation, and that happened last week. So at this point in time, the station is up and running in Virgin Gorda. Eventually it's going to be added up to the website, the same website that the Anegada station is on.
Hi, my name is Abe Morrison. I work with an organization called NAVCO in Boulder, Colorado. We actually work with the U.S. National Science Foundation. And what we're doing here today is installing a GPS reference station. This will be the monument that the GPS antenna will rest on top of. So this GPS antenna will rest on top. We'll put a protective dome on top of it, and this will be out here permanently measuring the movement of the tectonic plate that we're sitting on. So this is actually co-located with a seismic station that Jose Cancel can briefly tell you about. He's with the Puerto Rico Seismic Network. Jose?
Hello, my name is Jose from Puerto Rico, from the Seismic Network. I'm a technician. We're here installing a seismic station. Here inside this boat, there's going to be 2 sensors, one seismometer and one accelerometer. They will be working together to monitor the movement of the Earth.
And now I could take you on a little tour of the actual GPS equipment itself. So with this project is part of the COCONET, the Continuously Operating Caribbean Observational Network. It's a mouthful to say. We are actually looking for several different things. Part of what we're looking at is atmospheric conditions, and we're trying to track hurricanes through looking at the atmospheric moisture that we can extrapolate from the GPS data. This is a weather station that will be mounted up onto the top of the tower. That will feed data down into the main box, and this is the main GPS receiver. This is a Trimble NetR9 reference station. All of the data will be stored inside of the receiver, and once a day our servers back in Boulder, Colorado will interrogate the receiver, pull the data in, and put it onto our archive for all to use. One of the great things about this network is the sharing of the data. The British Virgin Islands Department of Disaster Management will be able to use this data as well to look at what's going on with the Earth, what's going on with the hurricane movements that come through the Caribbean with fair regularity. So the GPS will reside in here. Also, the Puerto Rico Seismic Network data logger for their station will also reside in here. The Ethernet links with a radio shot back to an adjacent island will also be here. We'll have several batteries, and the station will be able to just run continuously forever with proper maintenance. And the other key thing that we like to do, and that's imperative to the project, is the coordination between us and local agencies such as the Department of Disaster Management, so that we can keep these stations running, because at some point we're not going to be able to make it back down here, and that's when the local gentleman will be able to help us out.
Knowing the functions of the siren and emergency broadcast systems is a very important part of being prepared. The purpose of the siren system is to alert persons that are outdoors of pending danger. Once a siren is sounded outside of normal testing times, which is every 4th Friday at 2 p.m., the public is advised to tune in to ZBVI, Z-King, ZCCR, or ZROD for emergency information from the National Emergency Operations Center, or NEOC. Knowing what to do in an emergency can be the difference between life and... The Department of Disaster Management is located at number 3 Whalen Road, McNamara. It is home to the government department responsible for the territory's overall disaster management program. Our mission is to reduce the loss of life and property attributable to disasters by ensuring that adequate preparedness and mitigation measures, response and recovery mechanisms are established to counteract the impact of natural and technological hazards. For all your disaster preparedness needs, feel free to contact the DDM at our new number, 468-4200, to speak with one of our knowledgeable staff. That's 468-4200. Or you can visit our website at www.bviddm.com. The Department of Disaster Management, your life-saving connection.
Another component of the COCONET project is for the regional and international scientists and the community in general to have access to these data sets in real time. Anyone can go to the website, or they can access to the database, and they can get information from any station within the COCONET network. Within the COCONET network, yes. The importance of this is that people might be interested of knowing what's going on in the Caribbean. They can help researchers around the world, and they can also start doing this partnership with local, regional college, universities within the Caribbean to somehow improve their offer in education, especially in the geohazards career that is kind of limited within the region. So at the end, the whole purpose is to establish this partnership, communication, internship from within the Caribbean with outside partners. There is a website that is available for the public. You can go link into the website and look for any station that you actually want to look at, and in there you can actually find the one located in Anegada because it's already been added up, and coming soon you will be able to see Virgin Gorda as well. Okay, due to the fact that COCONET is a Caribbean project, it's not only for the Virgin Islands. There is several Caribbean countries that are already part of the network that you can actually go to the website and see their stations. Some of the stations that have been added up already are the ones in Antigua, Grenada, St. Martin, St. Thomas, Bahamas, Puerto Rico, and Dominican Republic. Okay, so this is the website for the NAVCO organization where the COCONET datasets or database is being linking to. You can go to the link or the website. What was the website name? www.unavco, UNAVCO, this name, .org. Once you are on the website, you can go around and check all the information because it's free. It's for the whole community to go and check and read it. But if you actually want to take a look at the stations, you just have to go to data and then scroll down a little bit here where it says geodetic data. Just click in data archive interface and it will download that interface. It's pretty user friendly, so you just have to pretty easy to use too. Okay, and here on this chart you can type any area that you actually want to see, or you can just look at the list and go through any area that you are interested. But in our case, I'll be going to look for the Caribbean stations, and here in this map you can see all the stations that are already linked to the database. You can see the ones for St. Martin, Antigua, and Grenada. But for the BVI, do you want to go to the Puerto Rico? Just go straight to the Negada. Puerto Rico. If you want to look for the ones, okay, you will have to look for Puerto Rico because that's how they classify the Virgin Islands, as we are under the agreement with the Puerto Rico Seismic Network. So here you can see the station installed in Anegada. And eventually you will see another dot that will show you the information from the station in Virgin Gorda. So you can double click on it, or you can double click on any station that you want to take a look at, but in this case it's the Anegada, and in here you can, you want me to widen up? Or that's fine. You can get the information from the station, as for example the date that the network started to receive data from the station, the location, what is the tectonic plate that is actually measuring, any notes about the equipment installed and the way that it was installed. You can also look at the real-time data or observation data obtained from the station at this point. And you can actually choose, if you don't want to see the entire data set, you can actually narrow to a specific date. And it will just do the... It will just change and it will adapt the information that is showing to you depending on the availability dates that you are choosing down here. And you can do the same thing for any station. And this is real-time information coming up from the station.
I would like to thank Garamar Rivera from the DDM and representatives from NAVCO and PRSN who are on today's show. I'm quite sure that all were enlightened. Many across the territory, their eyes have been opened and now they are very excited about this endeavor. Researchers, scientists, and enthusiasts from all over the world can now log on to www.unavco.org and get real-time scientific information on any region that is in the network, including the Virgin Islands. With this data access web service, information can be retrieved whether it's real-time or archived, and this is a huge plus for the Virgin Islands. This brings us to the end of another Focus show. Don't forget to tune in to Focus every second and fourth Wednesday on CBN at 9 p.m., every second and fourth Thursday on JTV at 6 p.m., and every second and fourth Saturday on Channel 52 at 7 p.m. Focus can also be viewed on www.bviddm.com. So until next time, remember, it is better to prepare and prevent rather than repair and repent. I am Linton Leonard, and thank you for joining me on this edition of Focus, the show that keeps watch for the Virgin Islands community.